In this video, we'll quickly go over fractions. We'll talk about simplifying fractions and adding fractions with the same denominators. So, for example, in problem 1, we have 1 over 2, or it can also be written 1 over 2 like this. And this is the simplest form that we can have. Like, for example, if this is a whole, 1/2 means just half of it, right? It's 1 part out of 2. So basically, 1 over 2 means 0.5. If you put 1 divided by 2 in the calculator, let's put that, 1 divided by 2, you will get 0.5. And we saw in a previous video that can be written 50%. So basically, this 1 over 2 stays 1 over 2 like that because it's in the simplest form. But 2 over 4, this one, well, we can notice that both of these numbers can be divided by 2. So if we divide the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2, we get 1 over 2. So now this 2 over 4 is simplified in 1 over 2. Problem 3, we have 3 over 6. So also we notice that both 3 and 6 can be divided by the same number, 3, and we get 1 over 2. So now 3 over 6 is simplified into 1 over 2, the final, the most simplified form. Now, as you notice, I divided by the same number, right? So you cannot divide the numerator by 3 and the denominator by 4. You have to be able to divide by the same number. So let's go to problem 4 now. So problem 4 says 14 over 21. So we notice that both of these numbers can be divided by 7. So we divide by 7 the top, we divide by 7 the denominator, and we get 2 over 3. Now that is the simplest form. You can also divide 2 by 3 and get 0 point, and you will see the calculator gives you all these 6, and then maybe it rounds to a 7. So it depends on how many decimals you want to round to. If we want to, let's say, round to 3 decimals, right, this the third one, so we have 0.667, which if we want to write as a percentage, for example, we would say 66.7%. But for the purpose of this just simplifying, we would just stop here. I just went further on to review decimals and percentages. Now, if we look at problem 5, we have 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2. So these two fractions have the same denominator. So what do? We copy the denominator and we add the numerators. So we have 2 over 2, and if we simplify it by dividing both by 2, we get 1 over 1 or 1. And yes, if we have a whole and we add half of this whole plus another half, we would get the whole part. In problem 6, we have 1 over 5 plus 2 over 5. So again, we do have the same denominator, 5, 5. So we copy the denominator and we add the numerators, 1 plus 2, so that is 3 over 5. In problem 7, we have 3 over 28 plus 4 over 28 plus 5 over 28. So again, we do have the same denominator in each fraction. So we would copy the denominator, 28, and we would add 3 plus 4 plus 5. So we get 12 over 28. And now we notice that both of these numbers can be divided by, let's say, by 4. So we divide both of them by 4, we get 3 over 7. Now we wrote it in the simplest format. If somebody said, well, I'm going to divide 12 over 28 by 2, you would get 6 over 14, which is not wrong, but is not the simplest format, so we would have to divide again by 2 and get 3 over 7. So It can be done multiple ways. We usually try to find the greatest common factor between the two numbers and divide only once. And problem 8 was 1 over 8 plus 2 over 8 plus 3 over 8. So again, we have the same denominator and we are adding just the numerators, 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is 6. And we can divide both of these by 2 and we get 3 over 4, and that would be the simplest format and final answer. I hope this helps.